Two Good Sports with Hamo and Greg.
Hello and welcome to Two Good Sports. Another big week, Greggy. Fantastic week of sport. We've got a great show coming up. We've got a really special guest this afternoon, and let's rip into it.
Yep, let's go, mate.
Ashley Barty, Greggy, keeps on keeping on. She just won the Miami Open against Carolina Pliskova. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I think there's a silent couple of letters in there, so I think you did well.
But look, she's now in the top 10.
Yeah, number 9 in the world. Congratulations to Ash Barty. First one since Sam Stosur, and that's an easy one to pronounce, and I mispronounce it. But Sam Stosur was in the top 10, 2013. Congratulations to Ashley Barty. Yeah, great effort, fantastic. And as you alluded to, she's only 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. And she left for a while and played cricket.
Yeah, she played for the Brisbane Heat. Great effort to go from one sport to the other. I've heard she's also an exceptional golfer, so I think everything she does just turns to gold. So well done to her. Great to see.
The AFL wrapped up round 2. At this stage, Geelong, I guess, are looking the team to beat.
Yeah, they are. Geelong played exceptionally well again. We know a few Geelong supporters out there. They're a good side, but as I said about the league the last few weeks, let's have a look at 4 to 6 weeks. It takes a while, so 4 to 6 weeks. If they're still playing this good, then yeah, they're the real deal.
The Lions have won 2 in a row.
The Lions could be the real deal. They're the Smokies, so they could make the 8 this year, which is fantastic effort for them based on where they've been the last decade, basically.
Quade Cooper returned to Queensland to Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah. Just before we move on that, day for women as well. I think Erin Phillips led the Adelaide women's team, the Crows, to victory over Carlton, the mighty Navy Blues. They won quite easily in the end. They have 53,000 people there. So well done to Erin Phillips. Well done to the Adelaide Crows women's team.
Speaking of that crowd, the AFL announced today that was larger than any NRL crowd apart from finals last year.
Yeah, they made sure of that. Well done to them. I'm not even going to argue with that. It's well done. It was free, but still 53,000 people to get them to any game is a great effort. So.
Look, I mentioned Quade Cooper returned to Suncorp Stadium, successful one.
Yeah, victory to Quade. Brad Thorne and him have obviously had some problems, but well done to Quade. Well done to the Rebels.
Okay, and they were on a bit of a winning streak before that, of course. The Reds.
The Reds actually look like they're playing all right this year.
As the noise intensifies for expansion, particularly relocation, I guess, in the NRL, Perth has been constantly mentioned as a potential home for an NRL team. We're really fortunate this afternoon. Our special guest this evening is Emalee Romeo, who has been involved with coaching, development, junior programs, and admin in Western Australia for quite a period of time now. So it's great to welcome Emalee to our show this afternoon.
It is. Yes, it'll be great, and it'll be good to get a perspective because the expansion's been the big talk at the moment in NRL. So it'll be good to get somebody who's live there, ear to the ground over there in the WA.
Emalee, thanks for joining us this evening.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. It's very exciting.
It's the talk of the town, I guess, at the moment, expansion, relocation. Let's kick it off. What makes Perth a suitable location for another team in the NRL?
We've got the backing, we've got the money, we've got the talent, we've got everything. We've got this brand new stadium, which we opened last year, start of March, and we got 40,000 in a place that apparently hates NRL. It is going forward there massively. I think expansion definitely, but relocation, we'll take anything. We do. We're so passionate about it over there.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear. The NRL, they keep talking whether it is going to be expansion or relocation, and I think Perth is an obvious choice myself.
Me too.
It obviously fits with the NRL with the 2-hour difference as far as the TV is concerned as well. So they get that 2 games where they have one over there, which is the 8 o'clock or the 6 o'clock game, and it works out well from a TV point of view. So I'm all for it too. Let's move on and let's talk about the junior system in place over there.
Yep.
So how are they looking for numbers and all that?
So in We've lived there 7 years, and in that time, in half that time actually, we've got 3 brand new junior clubs grown in our small southwest region. It is leaps and bounds. We have got rep teams coming out everywhere, in the girls, in the boys. We've got the Smarter Than Smoking Premiership as well, which runs with New South Wales Premiership. So we're getting big names coming over. We get support with the Harmony Nines, which we've had Petro.
Yep.
We have had
A great man.
he's bloody lovely. I love him. We've had Steve Menzies come to our local town, and we're talking very small towns over there. We are getting big names, and they come over and they're blown away by the support in our local clubs, especially.
So you've got expansion. You've said you've got 85,000 people, and you've got 3 new clubs.
That is just our tiny.
And three new clubs.
Yeah,
That's
in
amazing.
our area, we have. There's so many little towns in Perth. Perth is a long, narrow region.
Yeah.
In our southwest region, southwest WA, we have got 3 new. Albany's been our latest, which is a tiny town. I'm not even kidding. Teeny, and we've managed, and we've fought, and we fought, and we fought, and we've got it, and it's there, and it's supported, and it's wonderful. And we're getting talent. Curtis Rona, Wonga Blake. Who else have we had? John Pereira. Hello. Annika Stevens, for those who follow the girls. She is wonderful.
Yep.
She's been signed to the Dragons as well. Local girl. If anyone watched the Indigenous and Maori Ferns, Elena Nona Bush, she's a local one as well. So we're very proud. We've got a lot of talent,
Emalee, there are going to be the people out there who will say, been there, done it, in 95 to 97. Well, probably unfairly, they got the punt. You look at their record. I was looking at just yesterday. Their winning record, winning percentage ratio was 39 point something percent. It doesn't sound good, but when you look at the Gold Coast overall, their different forms they've been, the Titans, the Chargers, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think they were 41%. The Newcastle Knights are 42%.
Yeah.
They've won 2 premierships.
Exactly.
But people are still going to ask, it's been done before, why go again?
Well, it is always a WA versus East Coast thing, and we are up against it every day, and we fight and we fight and we fight. I really do think there is enough East Coasters, enough New Zealanders, and enough English population now based there that it will work, and I know it in my bones it will work. Every person that you talk to now knows about rugby league. Like, even in the short amount of time we've lived there, 7 years, the short amount of time, you move there like, oh, no way. And now it's like, oh, yeah, no, I watched that game, or what do you think about this? So even in conversation in the streets now, it's well talked about, it's well advertised, so you can buy NRL merchandise in shops.
Best and less, you said.
In Best and Less, in our local Best and Less, in a small town, you can do it.
Right.
So.
And you said, well, there's Cowboys, people in Cowboys buses, and there's. So there's
I'm
all
married
sorts
to a Cowboy supporter. No, 2015, we're not talking. But yes, so that, and there's Rabbitohs number plates, Warriors number plates, Seagulls number plates, there's Broncos number plates, Sharks number plates. It is so well supported, every team. Every team. And the Kiwi Aussie test, we went to an NIB stadium before we got Optus Stadium, which is brilliant. We sold out, biggest ever crowd at NIB Stadium, which is just massive news. In a state that hates NRL, we got the biggest ever crowd. So super proud.
Have you got tickets for the Origin this year?
You betcha. We have got 37 people in one bay in the maroon section. Yes.
And they're just about gone. Are they gone?
The first bay, they did it in bays. 33,000 sold out in 3 days. It literally went crazy. It's everywhere. All our TV ads now on free to air as well as Foxtel are. We are getting the girls getting put on Foxtel, our combined affiliated states. We are getting that aired on Foxtel. It is growing leaps and bounds. I'm not even kidding.
Emalee, there are 2 AFL teams there in Western Australia. It's an AFL state, I guess.
It is, yeah.
Is there room for?
Yes, because we're not at the same stadiums.
Good point.
We do. We opened their stadium, which was a very sore point. They did schedule a AFLW game about 10 days before the NRL doubleheader, just to spite us, I'm pretty sure. But we got 40,000 people to the opening of an AFL stadium built for AFL in WA. So we were like, we love it, guys.
You're involved in administration, junior rugby league, everything else there. Women in rugby league in Western Australia. How's that going?
Massive. Grown 34% in the last 12 to 18 months.
34%.
34%. It is out of control. We have got these girls coming through from under sixes and they can stay with us. So I've coached from my boys as well, really little, and we have had a girl in every year and they can stay with us now, which it was like, oh, sorry, you've turned 12, you can't play anymore. They can play, and it's just so exciting. It's really exciting. But we've got rep teams that run in line with the Smarter Than Smoking Premiership. That is a tongue twister.
It is.
It is.
That's up there with the girl that Ashley Barty.
Yeah, I can't say that. I'm from
Pliskova. Yeah.
No, they really, and they are so passionate about it. Even at the Raiders Pirates game, we had all the girls there from the Northern Fusion Southern Pride. They were out there handing out Jillaroos stickers, like just going and meeting and greeting everybody. We're so just take everything NRL we can take. It's not even like, oh, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to support you because this is wonderful. It really is.
Emma, you're obviously really passionate about it, as are probably a lot of people in Western Australia. Personally, I think that if we're going to be a national competition, we have to explore the Western Coast. We're in New Zealand, the Eastern Coast. I think that would be the final piece of the puzzle.
Definitely.
For the short term. Who knows when it will be? Obviously, you're in the New South Wales
their premiership. Yes.
Krakowski. And that's a great start. When do you see a time that you would imagine that they
keep promising us? So since we've moved there, they said it's going to happen. And so you can buy West Coast Pirates merchandise since we've moved there 2013 and 2012. So they said 2015 it's going to happen, and then this got pushed back. A lot of funding went into this stadium, and they did pull away. But our local, so we're in Mandurah, for those who don't know, south of Perth. We just got $200,000 from the NRL for our local brand new facilities. $200,000 for one local team in this little tiny area. So it is, it's not, if it's when.
So I think it's the TV rights. I'm pretty sure it's about 4 years to go, and I think that's basically what the NRL are now talking is when the next TV rights will be when the next team comes in. So
we'll both be about 30 by then.
30 something. 30 something. Yeah, rolling back the clock. Talking about rolling back the clock, how'd the game go? No, it's all good.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries,
and your passion for what's happening in WA is really infectious. Before you leave us this evening, your absolute 100% moral for this week. I love your jersey, by the way.
Thank you.
Tears all over it.
I didn't even cry. I watched the game with him and I didn't.
I hardly cried either.
Now, Bronx over Roosters at the SCG, but my upset is Manly over Rabbits. I think Rabbits are due for a loss, but I've only gone by one.
Right. Well, thank you again, Emily. It's been wonderful having you, and hopefully we have you down the track as well.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, let's have a look at the round that was. We kicked off with our round, Greg. Not wearing the Broncos jersey this week.
No.
But look, a great game. It was one that kept you till literally the last second interested in the game. Norm heroics, I guess the difference at the end, Greg.
Yeah, no, let's go back to the start of the game. We may as well spend a bit of time on this one this week, Hamo, if that's all right with you. It started well. Cameron McGuinness scoring the try early on. What I was really surprised about, Hamo, was I would have thought that I would have seen more intensity out of the Broncos because they've been given this statement that they're hot and cold. 1 week, great, young blokes, then next week, cold. I want consistency out of the Broncos, right? And I thought we were going to get it, and I thought they were just off the ball for the first 20 minutes, and then they were playing catch-up, which is unfortunate for them, but it was good for the Dragons. But just a little bit more intensity from that forward pack. It's a great forward pack. It's young, but we can no longer say they're young. They're starting to get in their 30th, 40th game. So I thought they just lacked a little bit of intensity going throughout the whole game. And the Dragons were just that one little step ahead of them. As you said, Norman kicking the field goal at the end. It could have went any way. Both teams had a shot at field goal last minute. Good game to watch. I was up there live. It was a good game to watch. Obviously, it was better because the Dragons won. But if the Broncos won, it was still a good game to watch.
I agree. Cameron McGuinness, if New South Wales are worried about their depth, they shouldn't be because he was sensational. I'm a little bit concerned at times with McCulloch. He's a workhorse, but occasionally he doesn't have that spark. You said the Broncos are a great forward pack. I think they're a good forward pack at the moment. Until they're consistent,
Yeah,
I think they will be. And I mentioned that last week with Pengai Jr. It can be wonderful, but if he can have that sort of game he had a couple of weeks ago, 3 times out of 5, and become a consistent player, I think that'll make the difference. Lodge is back this week. It'll make a bit of a difference. Very quickly, injury news for Widdop was bad.
Yeah, they're saying he's going to Melbourne for an operation. They're saying possibly the last week of the normal rounds, and then possibly, if not, the first week of the semi-finals. It's a tough call. I think by then the combination is going to be struck very tough. I know he's the captain, but that's tough.
So he's going to Melbourne for this.
Yeah, for the operation, I think he's gone down for it already.
Some say he probably should never have left Melbourne. Okay, let's go on to the next game. Raiders and Knights. 17-10. Funny game, this one. It was stop-start. I see that Ponga's now been brought back to fullback. We had to talk about that last week. I think that's a good thing for
That's a good thing. Yeah, it is a good thing. He is a fullback, I think. I don't think he's a natural 5'8". Fullback gets him to roam. He's a very good roamer of the field. At 5'8", it becomes too structured for him, I think. And they even said he's getting the ball behind the line rather than being able to create something. He's trying to set up the next person rather than do a bit himself. So I agree. I don't think it was a great game. I think Canberra, I think the week before I said I didn't think they were that bad against Melbourne, so I backed them because of that. But in saying that, I don't think any side gained much out of that game.
Look, Knights missed 54 tackles.
Yeah, well,
that's a big worry, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big worry if you only can score 3 tries against that.
Look, on a positive for Canberra, you're right. On a positive for Canberra, young Nickel Clockstad.
Yeah, very Pliskova's cousin. So yes,
I watched this game and I thought he's going to be. He is outstanding. The footwork and everything that he's got at this early stage. So keep an eye out for him. Let's go to the other game on Friday. I was really looking forward to this game, as probably everyone was. I think we call it the contenders and potentially, the champs.
Yeah.
18-32, it ended up to the Roosters over Eels at ANZ Stadium. They were right in it for 65 minutes, the Eels. They were right in it, and I thought, here we go. I tipped the Eels, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you did.
And they just turned on the class.
Yeah, as you said, 65 minutes, but it goes for 80. I think that's going to be the Eels this season. Against the sides that are around their level, just below their level, they'll play really well. Against the South, the Roosters and the Cowboys, or the Cowboys to a lesser extent at the moment, sorry, but the Storm, I think you'll find that that'll be the norm. They'll compete for 65 minutes.
Sometimes you can beat in 65 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
The Melbournes and the Roosters, you have to play 80 minutes
to beat them. That's
right. Look, Tedesco was outstanding again.
Yep. Another local junior for the Roosters too, Tedesco.
Look, their depth is incredible, the Roosters. They've probably lost Friend for a couple of weeks. Hargraves is probably a couple of weeks. Cronk hasn't played for a couple of weeks. But they've got such great depth. I know
it's great juniors. Yeah, a lot of local juniors in that side, isn't there? Bondi covers the whole of New South Wales, apparently.
They do buy well.
Congratulations to them.
Saturday was a bit of a turn-up for the books. It was a Manly home game, but it was in Christchurch against the Warriors. A few people might have thought that emotion might have spilled over, and the Warriors, I tipped the Warriors to beat Manly, who haven't been very convincing. And, what do I know?
Yeah, well, I was speaking to Emalee off camera about that, and she said, I can't believe the Warriors didn't turn up to play, and I agree. You would have thought that the Warriors are just doing what they always do. They play one good game, a couple of bad games. There's no consistency in the Warriors. Manly, Tommy Turbo was back. He was outstanding. He's a great footballer. I read somewhere today that they said, would you rather James Tedesco or Tommy going forward? I'm almost on that Tommy side.
It'd be a nice decision.
It would be. Roosters probably have to make it at some stage.
Yeah. Look, do you think Kearney can see those large birds circling around? They're not pelicans either.
If not now, within the next couple of weeks, definitely.
Let's go to the other game on Saturday that most people didn't see coming. Emilee's husband Sam, proud cowboy, he would have been ripping his hair out. This game, Cowboys 16, Sharks 42, up there. They showed before the game the great JT or Jonathan Thurston sitting on the hill enjoying the game with his friends and family, and that was probably the last smile you saw or laugh for a period of time.
Yeah, well,
that was a blitz we didn't see coming.
Nah, first half was close. the Cowboys done this a few times. I don't know Paul Green sort of sides, but they drop off for the first 10 minutes after half time. And if they can hold on to that 50th minute, they then seem to come home. But this time they didn't. That first 10 minutes after half time was dreadful. It was dreadful.
Can they win without a bloke with the initials of JT?
No. I don't think Morgan's fit. I don't think Morgan's fit either. So they can't have Morgan being 70% and no JT, whichever version of it is. So no, I don't think they can.
Let's go to Sunday now, and Sunday, and the Panthers at Bathurst.
No, this last game Saturday night at Bathurst.
Oh, sorry, it was Saturday. Sorry, Panthers and
you were on about your 80th beer. That's why you can't remember.
I thought the Panthers would at halftime if they hung into that close, they might get home. I think it was
8-2 or 6-2.
8-2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought the Panthers might have come over the top of them in this game because I watched that game and the first half was very, very tight. I thought, well, here's a chance for Cleary and Mahoney to show what they're about. And no, the Storm.
Well, Munster really outshone their halves.
He did.
In the New South Wales halves.
Yeah, one man outshone two. The last 20-25 minutes, that Penrith were dreadful. And there's rumours that Cleary and Gould are still not getting on. What a fantastic side that would be.
That's going to make things difficult. Potentially, we've talked about it. Yeah. If the end of this year, if Penrith don't make the 8, just say they finish 10th, 12th, 14th or whatever, it's a very difficult conversation to go and have at the end of the year, considering they punted Griffin.
Yep.
Who knows? It's a long way away. We go to Sunday now. I jumped the gun before.
Yep.
And this, again, was a bit of a turn up for the books. The Tigers playing at their home ground at Campbelltown against the Bulldogs, who have been pretty unimpressive. A lot of people probably didn't see this one coming.
No, you got it. You picked it. I thought you were a little bit crazy last week. I thought that straight vodka got to you, but well done to you. You picked it. I wouldn't have picked it. The one thing I remember saying last week, Bud, is this is the game that the Tigers had to win if they're going to be making the top 8. They've got to beat these lower level sort of sides, and they didn't. Well done to the Bulldogs. What do you think of the Bulldogs?
Look, they were a different team than the week before. They did jump out to a lead, which they've done twice now. And I thought, here we go. When are they going to catch up to them? Dylan Napa played his best game for Canterbury, I thought, and so did Kieran Foran. So it was good to see them click into gear. I don't know if it was coincidence. Dean Pay's extension in his contract was a few days.
You'd love to get extended when you lose 2 games, wouldn't you?
Doesn't happen very often.
You lost your first 2, you got annihilated, and you get extended. Well done to him.
So whatever they're doing anyway, it works.
Yeah.
The final game on Sunday, the Rabbitohs and Titans. A few people saw this, particularly Nathan Peets is out for a period of time with an injury, that this could be an absolute carve-up. And it looked like it would be at one stage. And the Titans keep giving away these big leads.
Yeah. They need their halves back.
Desperately, yeah.
Without their halves, they're almost an interest side. I shouldn't say that. Their forward pack's pretty good, but you need your best halves on the paddock. Any side does. They can't win it without their halves. They won't win a game until they're both on there. When they're both on there, they're a chance.
And lastly, look, the Titans again, like they against Cronulla the week before, I think it was 20-0 at half time. They ended up getting beat 20-6. This was 24-8. They came back, but that's all just statistics. It's not good enough.
The defence improved second half, but the other teams in cruise mode.
All right. Let's have a look at the round 4 games to be played this week. I can't believe we're in round 4 already, Greggy. Let's have a look at the first one. The Roosters Broncos. Emilee's already
she's declared the Broncos.
It's going to be the Broncos. I must say the Broncos have probably had the wood over the Roosters. I'd like to see the statistics, but I think over the last 5 or 6 games they've won most of them.
It's the same sort of wood the Dragons got over the Broncos. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Back in 92, 93, that wasn't the case, was it, Greg? I'll keep bringing that up. Let's have a look anyway. It's Thursday night, Roosters Broncos at the SCG.
Yep.
Your tip?
I think the Roosters are due for a loss, but I'm going to say they'll sneak home. Sneak home by if Cronk Friend's out. I reckon Friend's out, Broncos, if Friend's playing, Roosters.
Well, Victor Radley apparently is going to fill in at hooker.
Broncos by 2.
Look, I'm going the Broncos, and it's not because
I'm doing it because I reckon Friend's out. The Radley, I think, is going to play hooker, so that's huge. Friend controls that side well.
I think a few of those Broncos forwards, they're smarting from last week.
I think they'll win.
Matt Lodge is back. It might make a bit of a difference as well. If we go to Friday...
Your Broncos, obviously.
Yeah, I'll go the Broncos, for sure. Yeah. I don't think it'll be much in it. I'm thinking 2 points. The Warriors and Titans. Now, that's harder to pick than a broken nose.
That's the oldest saying in the world, but I agree. You got two horrible sides at the moment. Mount Smart Stadium.
That's where Plakowski used to play.
Yeah, she played out of there. We brought her up for enough. We should be sponsored by her. Now, bounce back. Is it going to finally come to fruition for the Titans? If Roberts and Taylor play, I'm going Titans.
I think they're still out, Greg. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if they're still out, if they're still out, Warriors.
Yeah, look, I'm going Titans. I think that the Warriors were dreadful last week, and the Titans are improving. I don't know by how much. Let's go to the other game on Friday, the Panthers and Tigers. Again, a really difficult game to pick because both of them were, the Tigers were favourites and no one expected the Panthers to be beaten by 30, to have their pants pulled down by 30 against the Storm.
This game means a lot to both sides with Nathan Cleary going across from the Tigers to Penrith as well. Yeah. So I reckon the Tigers are going to be absolutely filthy about Cleary leaving and wanting to prove something to him. So Tigers by 2.
All right, yeah, I'm going the same. I think the Tigers in a close one. Saturday, Manly versus South, a rejuvenated Manly with that big win over New Zealand over in Christchurch against South. Braden Burns is out for a period of time. They've cleared him of a fracture just a couple of hours ago, but they're still doing scans. He's definitely out. Inglis will be brought back in. It's at Manly. I think Manly will have a bit of a spark in their step.
I hope so. One of those.
I'm going to go Manly. I think it'll be a tight one, but I'm going Manly by probably 2 points.
Yeah, I'll go South.
All right, we go back up to North Queensland, Cowboys and Raiders. They're going to be out to impress their fans after a pretty terrible 20 minutes. The Cowboys against the Raiders, who had a decent win, I guess, against the Knights. I'm going Cowboys. Yep. Eels and Sharks this week at ANZ Stadium. Sharks have got a couple of out. They did pay for that game against the Cowboys. They've lost Moylan and Gallen. So they're going to be a bit of a reshuffle there. The Eels, they weren't too far off the mark.
I think if they hang on 65 minutes like they did against those other two, against Roosters, they'll win this. So I'm going Eels.
All right, I'm going Sharks. I think they'll just that big match experience.
I struggle to go for Sharks,
yeah. I know you're not in love with them, are you?
No.
But I'm going Sharks by about 4 to 6.
Okay.
Sunday game, Storm and Bulldogs.
Storm.
Look, it's at Amy Park. It's hard to back against the Storm, isn't it? I think that they'll win, but I don't think it's going to. I think Canterbury are now on the on the way up, 6 points to 10 points. The last game, Knights and Dragons. Ponga's back at fullback, as we mentioned.
Yep. Hope he enjoys it there.
Great win by you guys against the Broncos.
Yeah, I think having a 10-day break, I think, Thursday through to Sunday, I think it might work for the Dragons this way around because I think Frizzell will play. I think he'll be a late smoking play, and if Frizzell plays, the Dragons win. Dragons by 4. They've got a good record at Newcastle.
I'm going Dragons in this one too.
Yeah, well done. Good smart thinking.
What a ripper!
Really great effort by the Australian cricketers again. That's 5-0 over in the against Pakistan, the UAE.
Yeah. Including
the 3 in a row that we won the series against India.
So 5 plus 3, 8. 8, well done.
I think 10 was is our record in ODIs at the moment, and that was about, I think, 2000. So great effort by these guys. Everything's going, couldn't be going better to plan, could it? Except, I guess, the location. But when you're winning, you're winning. I guess.
Yeah, you're winning 8 in a row, no matter where it is. So well done to Australia. World Cup's just over around 2 months to go to the World Cup. So yeah, looking good.
And a couple of good headaches there too. You look at last night's game, Greggy. Some of the statistics there. Maxwell, well, he's a shoe-in, I guess.
Yeah, 70 off 33 or something like that. Was that right?
Something like that. Yeah. 33 balls. Yep.
Kawaja.
And he was Crook last night too.
Yeah, Crook, 98. Love to be Crook and get 98.
I'd like that for the season.
Yeah.
Your man Marsh, again, 61 runs. He's got to be there, Greggy.
I looked off stage then because I have said it 4,000 times. I've not said 4,001. He's waving to the plane, plain English, He's waving to the plane when they go to the Ashes. World Cup, he'll be there. Jimmy, I know you're watching, probably asleep by now. He's going to go to the World Cup, but as far as the Ashes is concerned, he's waving.
He's there. Finch,
He's buy a ticket.
in Finch 53. So it was a wonderful team performance again. Behrendorff came in last night, I think 3 for 60 odd.
Yep.
They're looking good. It's going to be a really,
Pliskova's brother, Behrendorff.
Yeah.
Well pronounced.
and it's going to be a really hard decision to.
No, it won't be for Behrendorff. He won't play.
Oh, but the batsman I'm talking
Oh,
about.
sorry. Yes.
And obviously they've got a bloke. Warner's killing him at the moment in the IPL.
Yeah, David Warner, he's all right. 155 balls. Yeah, him and Bairstow, they added 190 something. So yeah, he's got to go. He'll be there.
And a bloke called Steve Smith goes all right.
He goes all right. Yeah, he goes all right. He'll be there as well.
So it's good headaches, I guess. Look, congratulations to Victoria for winning the Sheffield Shield final against their rivals.
You stumbled to even thank them then, didn't you, Victoria? It sounds weird saying congratulations, Victoria, doesn't it?
It does, but it's better than saying congratulations, New South Wales, to all my New South Wales friends out there. A number of potential Ashes tourists, I guess, stood up.
Yeah, they did. Your man, Peter Siddle, he got 5 for 28 or something like that in the first innings, 1 for in the second innings. Your thoughts on him? I think you said he's an Ashes certain. Is that correct?
I think he's been talked about
Since
going
1923.
Look, he offers something a little different to the other guys. I guess our big pacemen, the Cummins, the Hazelwoods, the Starks, he's got wickets over there. You were telling me before about his.
Yeah, he had a great
most
season
recent
last year.
campaign.
I think he'll be a good water boy over there this time round. But he did really do well in the English season last year, the county season. He had an outstanding season. How many do you take, but I wouldn't take him.
Let's stay on fast bowlers. Pattinson, 3 for 34 for 41. He's had his injury problems.
He
He's
has.
batting 7 too.
Yeah, I'd take Patterson before I took Siddle.
Do you think he's a chance?
No.
Batsman, very quickly, Harris just keeps on keeping on. You've already said he'll be there, 141
Yeah,
in the first.
yeah, he's definitely. Marsh will be waving to him as he hops on the plane. Harris is there.
And lastly, Pekovsky.
Well said. You're on a roll.
Pekovsky, 51. He's had his he was in the Australian squad. He was about to make his debut before Patterson came along.
Yeah, I don't think he can go. Australia A are over there at the same time. We'll go with Australia A.
Look, a few people. Last one I'm going to mention is Copeland. A number of people have been saying
I'm with you on this one.
he would be an X factor over there.
I'm with you. I'm with you on Copeland. He just nag. I'd take Copeland before I took Siddle. I'm with you.
How old's he now? What would he be, 30?
He looks 55, but I heard a rumour that he is only about 30. So, yeah, I'd take him. Wrap up of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. It's great having Emalee Romeo here, giving us a rundown on how WA is looking as far as rugby league's concerned. We hope to have more guest stars like that going forward over the following weeks. We might even have a bit of entertainment, have a bit of a crowd here going forward. But thank you to Emalee. Great week. Unfortunately for Keithy, our executive producer, he lost his grand final yesterday and his voice. Over to you, Hamo.
Yeah, but well done, Keith, for making the grand final. Also, a big thank you to Carolina Pliskowski for joining us, and Will Polchakowski. Yep. Great effort, and thank you for making our show what it was. But thank you for joining us again and all your support on social media. So until we meet next week, may the bounce of the ball go your way.
Kick to the corner.